Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Dimir Rogues deck for standard best of 1, but instead of it being the typical mill your opponent out rogues with Lurrus, Runecrab, and Into the Story, we're playing a more aggressive build that tries to utilize Zareth Sound the Trickster. So this is a 5-mana 4/4 rogue that has the ability that whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, which is a super powerful ability, but it is hard to get off. It also has a 2 blue-black activated ability. It used to be called ninjutsu, but they didn't give it that keyword. You basically get to return a unblocked attacking rogue to your hand to put Zareth onto the field, tapped and attacking, and yeah, basically that's done to trigger the when it deals combat damage ability. So that has a bunch of synergy with a couple of our rogues. It has synergy with Thieves Guild Enforcer, which basically give us more mill triggers whenever you replay your rogues, and it has even more synergy with Brazen Borrower because we get to recast the petty theft side of the card. Speaking of like reasons we don't run Lurrus, we do have Brazen Borrower. Again, petty theft is great, especially because we're trying to play a tempo aggro game plan, and having a 3/1 flyer that can be a 4/1 flyer with Soaring Thought Thief is great as well. We also have Shark Typhoon for other cards that rogues can't play with Lurrus. Basically, being able to make a instant speed, uncounterable threat that also draws you a card is really solid. And I think in the more aggressive build where we are trying to kill our opponents, the Shark Typhoon will shine. So for the rest of the list, these are the rogues that we typically don't run in the normal rogues build, but the rest of the rogues are fairly standard. Windrobber, Thieves Guild Enforcer, and Soaring Thought Thief are all rogues you know and love, or know and hate. They're going to be in pretty much every rogues deck for now until rotation with this bad boy, or girl, anyways, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that's it for the rogues package. The rest of the deck is just a bunch of cheap interaction to get you through the match and interact with your opponent, get rid of their creatures, counter their spells, to make sure Zareth-san activates. Yeah, we're going to go with that, or connect. I'd rather go with connect. Anyways, we have removal, Bloodchief's Thirst, Eliminate, Heartless Act, all removal spells. We're in best of 1, we have to kill our opponent's creatures. Drown in the Lock acts as a removal spell, but it can also act as a counter spell. And while we are not a dedicated mill rogues deck, we still have a bunch of mill synergies with, you know, all of our rogues, ETBs, attacking, all that type of stuff. Also, the Lord effect off Soaring Thought Thief is very relevant. Just thought I should mention that. Anyways, back to the Drown. Counterspell, removal spell, you guys know Drown. More counterspells, Negate. Good against the aggressive matchups. I mean, less good than in the controlling matchups, but still playable, which is why I think it's worth having 2 copies. You have to be able to counter Ultimatum. There are going to be some control matchups in best of 1. I think Negate is definitely worth it in the main board. Dispute for very similar reasons. At the worst case scenario, you can cast it on turn 3 and counter your opponent's aggressive 3-drop like Skyclave Apparition, Bone Crusher Giant, Annex. You guys get the idea. Divide by 0, we are in best of 1. We should have a learn board. Divide by 0 gives us access to that while also being a bounce spell. Don't forget you can return stuff to the opponent's hand on the stack, kind of like you would with Aether Gust. Yeah, now onto the mana base, or sorry, we'll go to the learn board quickly, draw some cards, fetch a land, remove a thing, an extra creature, kill a planeswalker, kill a thing at a bad rate, and go super wide. I feel like a lot of the learn boards are very similar, so we're not going to go into too much depth, sorry. Anyways, 6 and 6 of each land type, each color. It looks like we only have 5, but this counts as our 6th quote-unquote swamp. Locthwain, while it will enter tapped some of the time, is very worth it. It's my favorite of the castle cycle, and we run Triomes to support it. Triomes also can cycle, which might be relevant in the late game. Pathway, great. Temple helps you scry, and Passage to, you know, get some untapped lands later in the game. Anyways, guys, deck list will be in the description down below. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So, sorry for the shaky intro. That's going to be from you guys, and let's get into some games. Okay, against Lurrus, so could be a Rogue's Mirror. Let's go. It doesn't look like we need anything on turn 3, so I think we're good just playing Windrobber on 1, and then holding these cards open. Rogue's Mirror might be tough. Could be mono black. Definitely not mono black. Keep it to the top. Easy top. Bottom. Okay. Good mill. I'm gonna get this down. And I'm gonna play the passage. I don't think I'm going to need to drown anything right now. Rune crab. Frustrating. And tap land. Okay. Nice. I think I actually fetch black so I can go Bloodchief's Thirst and then hold open drown. Even though I need blue for Brazen Borrower and stuff like that. We can just shoot this crab. Getting milled will be an issue. And now the opponent will have 4 cards in yard via the Wind Robbers. So drown looks pretty good. 1 into the story down. And they can't counter the Zareth activation, but they can just shoot it once it's down. So we'll see if they want to tap out for anything and if we even draw on tap land. Also, what permanent would we get? Crab of our own, island. They're not great. Okay. Nice. If I had 8 cards in yard, I'd just start sacking these Wind Robbers. We're gonna counter this. It's unfortunate. I don't love using my counter spells on creatures, but we have to let these Wind Robbers connect and get the opponent lower on cards. Okay, there's 2 drowns gone. Okay, opponent hits land 4, no problem. We're on 6 cards, they're on 7. Interesting mirror. Land 4. Nice. I'm attacking. Right into the red zone. Ooh, I could use Zareth. No. We're gonna be patient. They know we're Zareth rogues, so we don't want to just play into a removal spell. Okay. Play our 3rd Wind Robber, and now remember, these can all sack for cards, which is really good. But we played land for turn, so we don't need to stress about that too much. Okay. Enforcer will come down and grow lands. 2nd Enforcer. Uh-oh. Lots of mills. Lots of power and toughness. 1 Soaring Thought Thief would go a long way, making these able to trade with the Thieves Guild Enforcers. Full price of 1 mind. Okay. I think that's fine. I think we have to hold this for a little bit. 2 attacks. I think I'd chump once. See if I could hit a bit more land. We could even find some interaction. We found a shark, which is okay. I'm going to cycle this for 1, see if I can get further to actual lands. Okay, Brazen Borrower isn't amazing on this board. Another Wind Robber. No land 5 means no Zareth, which is unfortunate, but Zareth is such a trap right now, it just gets removed and then we get nothing. So, I think we're just attacking back. It's like a weird race we're trying to play. Okay, another Into the Story down is really good. I'm gonna play this instead of holding open all of these spells. The Wind Robbers are great because they actually cycle. Okay, there's an Enforcer. Mill me for 1,000,000. Opponents at 10, we're hitting them for 1 a lot through the air. They're hitting us for 3 with these Enforcers, so they're even out aggroing us. Not a good game. They haven't used any removal or counter spells, but then again, we haven't exactly given them great targets. 1 drown, 2 drowns down, 1, 2 into the stories down. Lots of Thieves Guild Enforcers though. On my end, a bunch of stuff is down as well. What's the opponent going for? I wonder if they're thinking about slamming it into the story, which I would drown immediately. And then try to go for a sweet ninjutsu play. Buys Luris, okay. That's fine. I'm gonna save to some life, try to hit more land. Okay, negate. Not horrible. It means I can use these drowns as removal spells if I need to. So I think that's what's about to happen. We're about to shoot one of these enforcers because I can bounce Luris. And if they counter this, then I'll be able to ninjutsu. But apparently I just can't hit land 5. Okay. This is actually a problem, like... I'm holding one of these back to ambush a Thieves Guild Enforcer, and we're gonna pass here. I can't even, like, bluff the Zareth, it's so dirty. Okay. Mill me some more. Opponent's down to 8. Lord effect is relevant. Zareth seems really bad right now. Bounce and negate also both seem okay. Okay, what's it gonna be? Luris. Okay. Luris comes down. Plays Thought Thief. Okay. Lots of milling, but opponent's on 1 land. Okay. Man, the opponent's just going crazy right now. Can I kill them on the way back? Bounce Thought Thief. Opponent takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they're dead. Oh my god, I think they're actually dead. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just doing a bunch of thinking. Sorry if the commentary isn't just fucking stellar right now. So we fall to 3. Priority passes pretty smooth. If this isn't a dispute, we're chilling. Okay. So we go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exactly. So return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Okay. So we go. Attacks. Next. To blockers. There is no blocks. We ninjutsu. You. Back to hand. Oh yeah. And we kill the opponent. Oh, let's go. Sorry guys, I was just doing a bunch of thinking during those last 2 turn cycles. So we finally hit land 5 at like the literal last turn and I don't even cast it, but we get there. Cool mirror match. Okay, not a bad hand. We can hold dispute open on 1 if we need to. Against the blue deck, that might actually come up. Hello. What's up? I'll give some love back. Blue-white. Valiant Rescuer. Okay, it's cycling. Less cool. There is Zareth. At least we know this deck has a bunch of permanents, and at least we run counter magic for their Zenith Flares. Cycles. 1/1 secured. And at least we know that they're going to fill their own yard for us. What's it going to be? Any attacks? Cycles again. Okay. No lands. No attacks either. Okay. I don't think I would have blocked regardless. So we mill. Fox in a land. Cool. And we'll pass the turn. Plenty of interaction. We can't actually cast the creature side of Borrower, but I think that's fine. We'll make do with everything else that we have. And no red for the opponent, just keeping that in mind. Attacks with the 1/1? Sure. If they attacked with this, I would make a shark and trade. So what's it going to be? Cycles the Rescuer. Do I put it back in the hand? I don't think so, at least not yet. And they pass. I'm going to divide now, and I'm going to divide because I can fetch a Environmental Sciences to keep hitting my lands. Any counter magic? If this is a net deck list, it might have some. Fetch Sciences. What's it going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They don't have to discard to hand size. I will start by attacking, I guess. And yeah, this is why I use the 3 mana spell. 1, to be more mana efficient instead of just bouncing with Brazen Borrower. 2, to be able to learn to make sure I hit a land. Tap like that so I can fetch a island. Gain some life. Pretty cheeky, but it might actually come up. And now, do I hold open a bounce, or do I just play out the Wind Robber? I'm not sure. It could be worth playing the Wind Robber out, because what's the opponent doing? Cycling a bunch? I don't think they're going to flare me this early, although... yeah, I don't think they're going to flare me. We're just going to play out this Wind Robber. Maybe I should have actually, in retrospect, tapped both black sources. I could play on full control and bluff a Thieves Guild Enforcer. Gotta stay on full control. Now it's not even giving me the option to resolve something. It's asking the opponent to cycle. Resolves. That's okay. Cycles. Nice. Now we have the buff ability. So what can we take? Lands, foxes. And now we give away our bluff. Okay. Bloodchief's Thirst. I could attack in like ninjutsu and then take island. It seems like fine, not amazing. I can Bloodchief's Thirst a Rescuer. And then what? I have like 3 mana. I could play this side and just try to get really aggressive on my opponent while also holding open counter magic. Okay, I don't hate that. And we also put more permanents in the yard for future ninjutsus. Shoot the rescuer. So how much is a flare hitting me for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So flare doesn't kill me, but flare is really awkward. Mana has been an issue this game. So if the opponent passes with like 4 mana up, they have flare. Or actually, they might not have flare, they might just want to cycle a bunch. I'm going to play out a 3-1. Actually a 4-1 because of the Soaring Thought Thief ability. And they flare my face. Okay. That's actually fine. I have 2 counter spells here. I think I just attack like this, hold this back as a blocker because I might need to counter some stuff. Actually, if I attack 4 mana ninjutsu, then I get a land. I can hold open negate. Okay, that's what we're doing. Am I bouncing the borrower or the wind robber? I think just the wind robber. Yeah, so we're gonna do this. We're going to activate here. Bounce my wind robber. Okay, hit the opponent for 9. And we will get an island. Take action. And hold open negate this way. While also having Thought Thief as a blocker. So I think that's pretty sweet. Good turn. I would rather use a dispute, but I think this is fine. If the opponent plays untap land and then goes the Zenith Flare into dispute, then we're just sad, but what can you do? Is the opponent going to attack? No attacks. Cool. Very cool. Do we attack with the Thought Thief? Like, I'm definitely attacking here and here. It's an extra 2 points of damage. This is a 4-2 blocker at instant speed. It's actually close, right? They probably eat a 1-1 here. I think we can afford the attack. Let's go. Shark Typhoon doesn't look great. It's hard for me to tap out in this match. So yeah, they block Zareth. That's not a huge surprise. Oh, there's some Pyros in the yard. And some Alliances. Oh, those would have been good to mill before. Flare hits me for 10 right now. I don't think I can just play this Wind Robber. The opponent falls to 8. Brazen Borrower with a Lord effect is just a house, isn't it? Flare? No. Okay. We've disputed a flare. The opponent has 2 more flares, and we still have a negate. I could have played Wind Robber, but I think holding 3 mana open, including double blue, is better. They go for a Pyro. I mean, that resolves. I have to be really careful with this. Do they go face? They do go face. Okay. So now I'm guessing, what, 1 attack? Tap land. How do you attack? No attacks. So I can make a 1/1 flyer. I'm hitting for 4, 5, 6, 7 if I do that. That's tough. I think that's the play, though. We just make a 1/1. Okay. All right, there's a lot of land at a unopportune moment. So how are we attacking? 4. I could actually cycle this Triome and try to find another Thought Thief to kill the opponent. I'm attacking here. I can't attack with everything. Actually, I think I can attack with everything. It's close, right? Because this comes down and blocks a 1/1. I'll have 4 mana, so like 1, 2. I think I do cycle this land, by the way. In which case we're doing this and holding this back. So I cycle the land. And hope for Thought Thief to kill the opponent. Okay, that's not Thought Thief, but that's not bad either. Alright, let's go to blockers. Just chumps there. Opponent falls to 2. Okay, land. Now, I think I put a stop on their upkeep, and I just bounce the Pyro. Unless I just want to bounce the Pyro now. I think that's actually the play. Just make them use 3 mana to recast it. And we still get to hold open negate. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. So, to kill me, the opponent would need 2 Pyros, and then they can't cycle. Okay, there's land 6. There's a Pyro. Okay. Right back down. Cycles. 3 damage. Base. So is that game? What do they have for 2 mana? I mean, there's a ton of like cycle-esque effects. I am not risking this. I don't know what they could have, but I am holding this negate. Oh, the opponent's going to try to cycle twice. Monka ested. Do they have the other cycler? They fucking do. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Dead to Pyro. Close game. Okay, mana is fine. We got a nice 1, 2, 3. We're gonna need a couple more lands, but I think this will do for now. We can play Windrobber on 1. Either remove a thing or bounce a thing on 2. And we'll see from there. Triome. Let's attack. Dispute. I think we get this down. We can either bounce or eliminate, and then bounce or eliminate afterwards. Okay. Nothing from the opponent just yet. It's looking like Stomp, which I will counter. Okay, Fire Prophecy. It looks like Temur control, or Naya control. It's Naya, what am I saying? Jeskai control. My bad, guys. These cards just look like part of a Temur control list. Lands. Lands are good. No permanents in the opponent's yard yet. So Windrobber will have to help with that. I'm not going to ninjutsu either, right? Especially when there's nothing in the yard. I'm probably just going to end up playing Zareth on an end step sometime. If the opponent doesn't do anything, again, I'll just flash in the 3-1. One fun thing about not having Lurrus as companion is that we don't give away that we're rogues from the get-go. Iteration. Yeah, that's a dispute. Okay, opponent had more land. Cool. Let's play the 3-1 out. Unsubstantiate. Okay, so this is the combo deck. The Jeskai Mutate combo deck. Oh yeah. I mean, there's land 5. It is tapped, but it's land 5 nonetheless. Thought Thief isn't bad, but we might need to look for more interaction. I think we just put it away and look for more interaction right now, because we can beat this deck down. We're just going to have to survive long enough and make sure they don't get the combo off. Eliminate is a slight issue. Goldspan Dragon is a very key part of that combo. I'm going to counter this iteration. I don't want them getting too deep into their deck. And how many cards is that? 7? So we can start sacrificing this Windrobber soon. And has the opponent even played any permanents? There's a land. I could steal a land, but I'm not really in the business of doing that. I'd rather just pass with all my mana open. I could steal a untapped land. Nice. Any Shark Typhoons in the deck? No, I don't think so. Seize the spoils. Sure. Makes a treasure. And the opponent scoops it up. Okay, so they just don't get their combo off. Now we're just playing Zareth and starting to beat them in while stealing lands, I guess. So Zareth will essentially turn into a 4/4 that ramps for like at least 2 turns. This can sack and draw a card. We have some more interaction. This can shoot the Vadrock. This can shoot the Vadrock at sorcery speed. This can bounce the Goldspan Dragon or the Vadrock. So we're in a good spot. Alright guys, and we are back. So interesting couple games. I do run 24 lands, and I don't know what's up with the best of 1 hand smoothing algorithm. It loves to give me 2 land hands, and then I just never hit land 4. So I lost a couple games because of that, and I just don't want to keep those in the video because losing to Gruul while you have like 2 mana, and they have like 6 is just disgustingly painful, especially when you have a ton of 2 mana interaction in your hand, and you can only cast 1 spell per turn. But aside from that, really interesting games. I don't think this deck is as powerful as the Lurrus Mill version, and I mean, that's pretty obvious based on all types of competitive tournament results, but that's aside the point. It's a ton of fun. Zareth is a sweet card, and the fact that I got to cast it a bunch today and that it actually put in work and it wasn't a crazy liability is pretty sweet. So if you want to try this out for yourself, it's not horrible, it's not amazing. I mean, the deck is full of like pretty good cards, like the entire Rogues package, all the interaction. Shark Typhoon's a good card. The only like really quote unquote awkward card is Zareth, and as long as you pick your spots, this thing can definitely pay you off. So anyways guys, again, it will be in the description down below as always. I recommend trying it out if you have the cards, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.